Well, then let's talk about what you do in keeping the bees. So you've now established these two hives. What does the beekeeper do from time to time? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so honeybees used to be very easy to take care of them. I started keeping bees in the early 80s and late 70s, and back then we didn't have a mite that came into North America in the late 80s called Varroa destructor. Prior to Varroa destructor, honeybees were very easy to take care of. Because of this mite, it's a mite that lives on a honeybee, and it's extremely hard to see it, and it takes very few mites to kill a colony. That's probably the hardest, the most difficult thing for keeping bees alive. This mite now has spread throughout all of North America and pretty much wiped out all of the wild colonies of honeybees. If you see a honeybee, it's most likely from a managed colony. So managing for mites is the most difficult.
And is there a spray or
There's
something?
organic treatments, and a lot of it's, there's many different techniques. And so it's a kind of a combination of all of those in order to keep the mites at bay.
Well, putting aside the importance or the benefits from a golf course, clearly the existence of this mite and the control of it has a significant impact on our food supply.
It does, yep. It's been very, very difficult to maintain honeybee colonies. Yep. It's not unusual for commercial beekeepers to even lose half their colonies during the winter. And for hobbyists, you typically in the first year, you're probably going to lose your colony due to mites. It's just a very difficult pest problem. But besides that, during the summer, what you're doing is you want to check the hive about every 2 weeks to make sure that the queen is okay and that everything is going well. Make sure they have enough room. And there's other things you'd want to be looking for.
Well, how often do you take honey out?
So honey, we typically harvest, for a beginning beekeeper, probably just once a year. It's just for ease. So these colonies would grow in stacks. These boxes, there's 2 boxes here, and it's called a super. So you keep adding supers onto the hive.
Can we show that on the film? Can you pull it out? Is that doable today?
Yeah, we can open up one of the hives and take a look inside. Now this time of year, the bees are preparing themselves for winter, so they're a little more aggressive than they would be during the summer. During the summer, they're more likely to leave us alone, but we will open it up and take a look.
Okay, well, if you feel safe doing that, that's fine.
I have no problem doing it.
But to me, well, I'll move away because I'm a chicken.
All right,
we'll do that in a moment. But so, I would take it that in the winter time, then. You leave enough honey for them to live during the winter since they don't hibernate, correct?
Yeah, so the honeybees don't know how much honey they're going to need. And as long as we as beekeepers do a good job and give them plenty of room, they'll keep producing as much honey as they can. And then we'll leave them typically 60 to 80 pounds of honey, and then we'll take the rest. And I think these produced about 30 pounds of honey, about 30 pounds between the two. And that's very typical in the very first year. Second year, they could produce up to 50 or 60 to 80 pounds of honey per hive.
So, the first year you probably don't take any honey out, correct?
First year, you typically don't see that you harvest any honey, but we did out of these. Derek got about 30 pounds of honey total.
And then you left behind how much?
About 60 to 80 pounds per hive.
Okay, so you produce 30 plus the 60 to 80.
Yep, per hive. So there's probably 120 to 150 in these 2 hives right now.
And when a club takes the honey out, if the club gets to keep it under their arrangement, they can bottle it, right?
Yep, you can bottle it and sell it. Honey doesn't have an expiration date. And you don't really need any special processing techniques when you process honey.
And you know, we have done that here at the CDGA. I'm going to have my friend Derek Settle, who runs our program, to come over here, and I'm going to show you what we've got. This is a box full of bottled honey, which looks like this. It's got the CDGA logo on it. If you have it at your club, you can either give it away to members as an amenity, or you can sell it in your pro shop. I know that some of our clubs here have their own labeled honey, which they sell to members or to guests. So it's a little bit of a way, if it's important to you, to get back the initial investment. But more than that, it's kind of fun. And your kitchen can certainly use it when they make dishes that have honey involved in it. So you get some additional benefit besides the environmental benefits that will come. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we close.